In the name of Almighty Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. This video is in response to Dan Gibson discoveries about Mekkah and the original Mekkah and the Qibla directions. We want to treat these things Quranically today. We want to address both issues Quranically today as we did previously. And in our previous video, we said that the Quran described the place that Abraham settled some of his family members as a valley that does not yield fruit, cannot grow crops. Our Quran to us. But first of all, we want to give some historicity here before we got to this matter. First of all, let us understand that before Abraham, there was a prophet called Apostle or Salah. Salah was the fifth prophet that God sent, or apostle that God sent to earth. He was the fifth. Abraham was the sixth. Abraham came after him. That's why you see that Petra existed before Abraham came to that region. And Abraham knew that people were living in that region. He knew that. That's why he took his family towards that place, but he couldn't get there. He got them to where present-day Mekkah is today. And he settled them there. But now, let us see who was the Apostle Salah. Apostle Salah was a Nabataean apostle, Nabataean Arab apostle. He is the first Arab apostle to the Muslims. That's what we know. He's from the Arab Adnan. All right? Now, this apostle, when he came and preaching the word of Allah, God to his people, because the people were idol worshippers. They had a lot of idols that they were worshiping. They never believed in God. You know, when he started telling them about God, they told him that if you want us to believe in you, you must ask your God to make our hill that here, or the mountain that here, to give birth to a camel. And the camel should come in all colors. Apostle Salah said, that's all? They say, yeah, that's all. All right. Then during the revelation, Apostle Salah told them, say, yeah, okay, God will give you your desire. But if the camel is born, your well that you have here, the well, the days to take water from the well will be divided between you and the camel. They say, so be it. They accepted it. And then the Apostle Salah asked God, and God made the mountain to give birth to the camel right before their eyes. They saw it. But now, later they become dissatisfied with the whole thing. It became a problem for them because they never wanted to share their water with the camel any longer. So they decided to cut long matter short, to kill the camel. When they killed the camel, Apostle Salah warned them about it. And he said, ask your God to send any calamity down to us if you are saying the truth. And the fourth day, God sent a stone with fire to destroy them. Now, and Quran gave description of these people. And that description fit Petra 100%. What Quran say? Quran even referred to the people as a people of the rock. There's a chapter in the Quran, the chapter called the chapter of the rock, Surah to Hijr. Right? Now, God said in Surah to Hijr, kind of verse 80 to verse 3 or 4, you will read there what God is telling you. God said in the Quran, and the dwellers of the rock certainly rejected the apostles. And we gave them our communications, but they turned aside from them. And they hewed houses in the mountains in security. They designed houses in the mountain for security, to be secure from their enemies. Now, Then again, he said, so the rumbling overtook them in the morning. It means the storm overtook them in the morning when they were asleep. And what they turned or what they earned did not avail them. They are huge rock bearings did not protect them. That's what God is telling you. God is describing that people are people that craft their house or they design their house in the rocks. And all these designs are stay in Petra up to present day. That means Petra was a city before the coming of Abraham. But Abraham, both Bible and the Quran did not say that Abraham settled his people or his family members in a city. But Petra was a city before the coming of Abraham. How can you marry that Dan Gibson? I don't know how you're going to marry that to make us to understand that. Now, in the Quran said the place that Abraham, the valley that Abraham settled his family or some of his family members, his wife and his son, was a valley that couldn't produce crops. It's unlike a Petra. And the Zamzam water came from around there. Now, that means, according to the story of Apostle Sarah, there was a well in Petra. Now, what the Dan Gibson you are referring to? That well is older than the Zamzam water that came down under the feet of Ishmael. It's older than that. So if you're talking about your Zamzamians, maybe these are your Zamzamians you are talking about. But these people, the people that live in that area, they were Nabataean Arabs. They have their city called Petra in Arabic before the advent of a Prophet Muhammad, thousands of years to come. Thousands of years. And now, and Petra, according to the Quran here, I'm using the Quran because you said you believe in the Quran. You are using some Quran verses to illustrate your finding. That which we feel that is not in the real direction, is a mistake, and you are not saying it the right way, and you are not analyzing the right way, and you are not interpreting it the right way. And you will say, Tabari said this about. Tabari also told you about this in Nabi Salah, this Apostle Salah, but you did not mention anything about Nabi Salah. That because when you mention about it, you will know that Petra was a city that existed before Abraham got to that place. Because Nabi Salah was older than Abraham. For centuries. Not thousands of years, but centuries, and for thousands of years. So Petra is a very old city. But God destroyed them. That's why they became a lost city time ago. God destroyed them. Now, and you said the present name Mekkah is a Petra. How can it be Petra? But Allah said in the Quran, Wahaza Balad Amin. This city or this town or this village is a safe village. That means it was secure village by Allah himself. Nothing I ever touched that city. In the history of Mekkah, from day one up to present, nothing have touched the sacred city of Mekkah before ever in the history of this world. I don't know how you're going to marry that. Now, then let us come back now to see this Qibla thing that you're talking about. God solved the Qibla thing during the days of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You talk about 100 years after the advent of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the Qiblas were facing the first century. All the Qibla were facing towards Petra. I think you are making a very serious mistake. From the early stage, all the mosques of Islam during the days of Prophet Muhammad that were built, and everywhere they were facing towards Jerusalem, not Petra. They were facing towards Jerusalem. Why do we say so? Why they looking like they were facing to Petra? Because you want to throw that other idea out because the Muslims believe in that you want to create your own Makkah. All right? Now, Abraham came from Jerusalem. You will not tell me that Abraham did not establish an altar in Jerusalem. He must have built an altar in Jerusalem, and that's why he came down to Mekkah to build another altar for his son, because he was praying there. So that would have been the first Qibla from the Abrahamic religions. That was in Israel. That's the place today, you say the Dome of the Rock. It's still there in Israel right now in Jerusalem. You forgot about that. You forgot about that. Because you found a sin-shaped, cube-shaped in Petra. He said no. Because this thing is in a cube shape, and the Kaaba in Mekkah is in a cube shape. He said that because of that, then the big Kaaba was built here in Petra. That's a far from reality. Because of most of the worshiping areas in Kaaba, according to you yourself, even the right they cut, they were all cut in a cube shape according to you yourself. I'm not inventing anything. You said it. So that means it was the bathing star for the people, for their worshiping areas. For their worshiping areas. Now the Kaaba. And they were there before Abraham came. And the Kaaba was built where Abraham settled his people. And the Zamzam water came from under the feet of Ismail from that place. And the place does not grow crops. It's a dead land, cannot grow crops. I don't know how do you understand this according to your research. But now, let us come now scientifically to look at this, the Qibla thing that you are talking about. The Qibla thing you are talking about, God first addressed the Qibla thing in the Quran. In the second decade of Islam, or the second decade of Islam, not century as you are talking about. Prophet Muhammad now used to be looking towards Petra, according to the Quran. Prophet Muhammad used to look up, according to the Quran, in Quran chapter 2, verse 144. You, Muhammad, we see you looking up in your prayer, but we will give you a Qibla that will please you. Anywhere you are, you should face towards the what? The Beit al-Haram, Masjid al-Haram. That is the Kaaba in Mekkah. The Kaaba in Mekkah that was built by Abraham and Ismail. Now, you will say in the first century, maybe the mosques you are talking about, they were all built in the first decade of Islam. And God changed it. Because Prophet Muhammad used to look in that direction. God changed it for them. That's what God said in that Quran chapter 2, verse 114, as we just read it. Now, scientifically, why you see that most of the mosques you are talking about, they were facing that direction. You're making a mistake here because you did not take consideration of the location of Petra and the location of Jerusalem. Geographically, you did not do that. Because when you look at it on a map, you will see both Petra or Jordan, Petra, the city Petra, and in Jerusalem, they are all on the northwestern part of Saudi Arabia that Prophet Muhammad came from. That's why we see everything looking to that direction. Directly towards to Petra, because you will not be intending Israel, that you will want to face to Israel, that it will not be looking like that you are facing to Petra. That's the reason you see that most of the early monks in the first century or the first decade of Islam, they were looking to that kind of that direction like that. When you see Petra, when you read from Jalalain, and you read from Ibn Kasir or Tabari, you will see all of them are saying that the Qibla was facing to Jerusalem, not to Petra. And you yourself, you refer to them. So if you believe in them, this is what they are saying. Geographically, they all fall on the same line. And Jordan is between Israel and Saudi Arabia. And Petra is in Jordan. And to pray towards Israel, that you will not be facing towards Petra. It cannot be. It's impossible. So you can study that to make that clear to all in the future in another video. I would love that. I will tell you that your discovery is unfounded. It has no basis connected with a historical fact or geographical fact that we are seeing happening today. There's something to justify the reason why the Qiblats were looking that way. Now in Medina, they got a masjid there called Masjid Qiblatain. The Masjid Qiblatain, you will see when you go to Masjid Qiblatain today, you will see that the first Qibla of the Masjid Qiblatain that was built in the second year of a Hijrah, the flight of a Prophet Muhammad from Mekkah to Medina, the second year, is faced to Jerusalem. Faced towards Jerusalem. And the second Qibla is now facing, when this Quran verse will reveal, is facing towards right now to where? To Masjid al-Haram in Mekkah. That is the Kaaba. Nobody will tell you that Masjid Qiblatain in Medina is faced to Petra. It's facing to that one. When you go to Masjid Qiblatain on the day, the first Qibla that they used to play, you will see this the replica of the altar from Jerusalem on the day, to symbolize that indeed they were they used to be focusing on. So my beloved brother, you are making a mistake. You are making a serious mistake about it. And at the end of this video, I want to ask my beloved brother Muslims, the millionaires and the billionaires, we need to do our own research. We cannot rely on the research of this brother, because his research is filled with a lot of unanswerable questions, a lot of misinformation that people cannot rely on them. So I want to devote myself to do the research. I'm a historian myself. I can devote myself to do the research. I don't want millions of dollars that Christian churches and organizations are giving to this brother to do this research. I only want my plane ticket, pocket change, hotel bill, and material costs to go to do my research individually. If you want to add more to get 2 or 3% with me, I will appreciate that. I'm asking the Islamic community to please empower me so we can do the research and counter this man and show him the right thing that's happening based on the Quranic fact, as we have just explained in this video. So my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, if you like the video, you can press the button like. If you dislike it, you can also press the button dislike. But I'm asking you to subscribe to this video so that you can receive my new videos, and also as a means of attaining reward from Allah because of supporting the video, and because we are spreading the word of Allah. And I ask Allah to bless you and I, and I greet you in Islam in peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.